Here.
Debbie Darlis. Here. Tom Sargent.
Here.
Patrick Blair.
Here.
Seth Allen.
Here.
Colette Wolosnick.
Here.
Bill Anderson.
Here.
Everyone's here.
We're all set? Okay. At this time, I'll open nominations for chairperson for the 2023 years. If I may have a nomination.
I'd like to nominate Tom Johnson.
Okay, I have a nomination for Tom Johnson. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Okay, we'll close the nominations and Tom Johnson will be your next chairperson.
Tom, you can pay me after the meeting.
Okay. The next one will be vice chairperson. At this time, I would like to nominate Debbie Darlis as the vice chairperson for 2023. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Okay, at this time, we'll close the nominations and Ms. Darlis will be your next vice president. We have a new member that will start this year, Bill Anderson.
Welcome, Bill.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to have you.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, at this time, I'll, what's that?
Seth is our regular member now.
Yes. Yeah, and Seth will be the new full-time member.
Correct.
Okay. The nominations and the elections are through. At this time, I'll close this meeting and turn my gavel over to the new chairperson, Tom Johnson.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you.
And thanks for your years of service
You're quite welcome.
and the knowledge and that you brought to the board for all those years. And enjoy your future endeavors going forward.
Thank you.
Ron, you staying for the meeting?
What's that?
You staying for the meeting?
Yeah, for,
Might as well, yeah.
I'll sit out there. Okay.
From the new full-time guy.
Here, let me get out there first, okay?
He's ready. See?
Tom, you got 10 minutes.
And thank you all for putting up with me.
Well, it was tough, Ron, but we made it.
Yep, we made it.
Yeah, we're all pretty good, right?
I got a chance to see a,
Hang on 1 second.
that's nice.
You guys can scoot down more if you want to be more spread out. Unless you want to do three to a table, that's fine.
Down there.
You better sit next to me.
One step.
You should take your name tag too.
Yeah.
As a souvenir.
As a souvenir, yeah.
We could reuse this later.
Scramble them up.
We'll put this in a plaque.
Yeah.
Glue that to your cart.
There you go.
Or your one of the emeritus or status, and you can have a parking space. Parking space.
Oh, I think I said it at least once.
Okay.
Okay, we'll begin. This is the Brimfield Township Zoning Commission meeting for Thursday, January 12th, 2023. If we could have a roll call, please.
Tom Johnson.
Here.
Debbie Darlis. Here. Tom Sargent.
Here.
Patrick Blair.
Here.
Seth Palin.
Here.
Colette Wolosnick.
Here.
Bill Anderson.
Here. If we can have a motion to accept the agenda.
Motion to accept the agenda.
A second, please.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, and do we have any minutes to approve?
Was online. Did you get my,
I did, I fixed it.
you did it was just right at the end.
I missed that. What meeting
The
minutes?
correction on it was Tom's last name spelled incorrectly.
Okay. All right, so I can have a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Second,
I'll second the motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next on the agenda, we approve the minutes. We'll move on to discussion of park and recreations, specific zoning districts to protect the parkland within the township. And we have Casey here with us. I believe she's here to discuss that.
Cassie is
Cassie.
here, and I did bring her here, and what we would like to do is, on our zoning map, we would like to actually distinguish every single park that we have and put it a different color and actually establish a code section, and we can replace the OR section of the code with a whole new park section. That way we put some kind of restrictions in case they want to sell this land or something. I want to make sure that the parkland stays the parkland, if that makes sense.
That's parkland owned by the township?
Correct.
Couldn't they deed that, put a deed restriction on that?
Not all of it is.
No.
Well, if you designated it on the township plot plan, then it'd be easier to get numerical calculations off the system at the county level through their GIS system. Because we have, 7 different plots right now, Cassie?
I think so, yeah.
Sounds right.
Yeah, and a lot of times emergency services are routed through the GIS system at different locations, and it's nice to have them designated that way. Although I know Portage County's not doing that yet, but I'm working on a 911 communication center upgrade, which that may come into play.
And we might not have a whole bunch of designations for it. It might be as simple as, this is a section, one paragraph, this is government, parkland and blah, blah, blah. But I think if everybody's on board with that, I'd like to send that off to regional planning, let them start mapping it out and giving us some drafts to consider.
Yeah, I'd like to see some language on how they define that property, because we also have the township town hall, and then you have the mechanics garage over here, whether that's inclusive of those parcels or not.
Right.
And I was just thinking too, Messenger Acres, we have in conjunction with Western Reserve Land Conservancy, so I don't know if that would be
Something that we'd have to designate in, yep.
What's the name of the park that we were given? I think it's on Malloy, that was just filled full of junk.
That's it, that's Mesner's
Yep.
Acre.
That's
Oh, yeah,
fine,
that's right.
yep. Yeah, that's Messenger Acres. So it's on a conservation easement with Western Reserve Land Conservancy. So basically, we maintain it, but I do believe they have the authority to take it back if we don't maintain it, so. if
So
we were
maybe
to-
we should put some maintenance standards in there or something along with that.
Yeah, I think that would be appropriate.
And I have all the details on the easement and what our responsibilities are, basically just to prevent people from dumping and not do any further damage to the park. Right now, we haven't done anything with it really, so, we're not making it worse, but.
It would be nice to have some code-related sections, that way we have some enforcement. So if we were to designate this, put it in there, take the Western Reserve Land Conservancy, take their restrictions and incorporate it into our code, I think. Or just refer back to it one way or another. We should have those in.
Cassie, is that something you're gonna work with, planning or Todd Pizza's group to develop that language?
I can do that,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think she should be part of it. I mean, you guys are going to develop the language here. If they draft it, bring it back to you guys so you get tweak it, that'd be
Yeah,
perfect.
I think that'd be appropriate.
And I believe I have a digital copy of that,
Mhm.
that agreement, so I can send that over to you.
But I think this is important. I think looking at the map, I don't know where all the parks are. If I'm coming to this area and I'm looking at the zoning maps, how would you know where the parks are? So I think it's important we do that.
Again, it's hard for like the Visitors Bureau or anybody to extrapolate. If we can designate that it'll be on the GIS plan as such,
Right.
it'll go a long way to communicate that to the general public.
I think so.
Well, would you want to have a classification as like, it's designated as a park, but undeveloped? Well, undeveloped as in there's no trailhead or there's no picnic area or anything along that line?
We could do that.
Classification.
We could do that in each
Each
one.
one.
Mhm.
Because
Because some
I
are
think
going to be
most of them-
developed, like Cranberry Creek's going to be developed.
Right.
And then you got, the
The
one
dog
right next
park,
door.
they have
This one, yeah.
the sledding area.
Mhm.
I believe there's one on Edson.
Yeah.
There's just a sliver of land there that has really nothing, no resources there at all, other than it's just land.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if I can pull off the top of my head any of the other ones.
Another one on the line.
It's-
Klein.
And I think most importantly, the one that we just got, it's on Roby Road in Talmadge, but technically in Brimfield. Because I think that's kind of what made us, or I don't know if this is what made me
That
think of it,
prompted,
but
yeah, it prompted it. yeah.
it could potentially be a very valuable piece of land because of its location. So I know the gentleman gave it to us with the understanding that it would remain a park open to the public. But if for some reason in the future they were to circumvent that and try to sell that land, they could develop it very easily. And I think it's
So
important to protect.
some crazy trustee decides he's gonna sell it and make money, we can have it
Right,
another level of protection through zoning.
Right.
Okay.
correct.
Would we add that into what section of the zoning code we would add?
I would leave that in. We're going to take out we already took out the OR, so I think we can probably replace it there. But if regional planning finds a better spot for it, I'm good with it.
Would we need to make a motion to move that on to?
I would say make a motion to move it to regional planning for draft. Yep.
Okay. If someone would like to do that.
Yeah, I'll make that motion to
Okay. Can I have a second?
forward that to regional planning under Cassie's guidance and support to get that language in a format where we can review it and tweak it.
Perfect. Okay.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Moving along to the discussion of the town center master plan for 2023.
Yeah, so this is going to be something that you guys are going to be working on pretty predominantly this year. I wanted to get this on the January meeting, get this in front of you. The idea is we have 2 TIFs that I would like to designate those TIFs. And I talked to the trustees about moving money to finally finish the town center as far as lighting and sidewalks. And, instead of doing brick pavers, maybe we do, stamped concrete between the sidewalk and the curb. But I'd like to get the lighting throughout the whole town center and the sidewalks throughout the whole town center. With that being said, one of the TIFs is the apartment complex that's going to go behind the elementary school. I have Mark Gadetti working on the TIF with me right now. So that's going to take care of a portion of the properties. But then it still remains the town center not being finished. So I have Mark making it a legal opinion to move one of the TIFs from Maple Crest with Meyer and Menards and directly put it into the town center. So we have a 30-year revenue stream to pay for this. So we could, once your plan is developed here, and I already met with Mike Woolen with Woolen Engineering. He's an engineering firm right here off of Cargan in Brimfield Township. He's going to come to you guys with a preliminary plan possibly next month. And then we're going to discuss it. And then I want everybody's input on how to expand it. If we want to expand walkways going down 18, I'd like to see sidewalk everywhere, wherever it's zoned town center. So if it's TC on the map, we should have sidewalks. We should have lighting. And it should be all continuous, same lighting That way, when we come in with this historic district this year, and they're designating plaques, you could walk it, you could see it, you got lighting everywhere. I think it all ties together. So that's that for this year. We will be bringing a plan and we'll be discussing that and working on that this year.
I think that's a dream that's gone back, around what, about 30 years since about the inception of the zoning commission?
And the biggest complaint when I came in here, Pat, and Pat, when I used to smoke, I'd be outside with Pat and we talked about it a little bit. And he's like, there's no money. And then I talked to Ron and he says, well, you opened an account years ago, but nobody never put any money in it. So
They spent money that went in. Out of every zoning certificate, so that's what it's supposed to go into, the lighting district, they spent.
So that would consist like of a lighting district, sidewalks, would they be removing the overhead power lines and burying those? Is that- would that be
no,
part
I
of
don't
it?
have that in the plan. Now we do have an expert in this field because he's actually built them and installed them. And Bill, how many have you done yourself with the lighting?
Streetscapes,
Streetscapes, yeah.
40 or 50.
Okay, so we've got somebody that has a lot of knowledge on the board that could help us through this too. So, I think it's-
Somewhere in our records, I don't know where anymore, but there's actually a
Folder.
plan.
Yeah, there's a plan. I think it's in your, you have it in all.
I have it in my office.
Yeah, okay,
It's a lot different than now because a lot of things didn't come yeah, exactly. But Mike has got a copy of that, so we're gonna be working from it.
Yeah, it was originally, kind of based after the North Canton plan up around over City Hall, the movie theater. And that was the way Dick took that plan and went with it.
I think, we'll get Cassie involved with this as well because I'd like to see some kind of trees, some kind of, if we're gonna do a complete streetscape, we might as well get the correct trees and put them in too, so.
Could you tell me, I don't know for sure, where does the town center district, what does it encompass? Can I see on the map?
Yeah,
Does it,
it's all this.
does it include my
Dark
soccer
blue section.
fields and
It does.
library
Yes.
too? Okay,
Yep.
so yeah,
And then it goes down 18 in both directions and then down 43 a little bit. Actually goes to the clock tower building.
Okay.
How far north or did we go?
We stop right at the intersection. You remember where Speedway was supposed to come in?
Yeah.
That's where Town Center ends, right there, right at the street,
And it goes to
across the street.
Redwood? Does it go as far as Redwood?
It goes down to Redwood, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. So I'd like to have, if we could get walking all the way down to Redwood and bring them back up, I think that'd be perfect.
Something that's been needed and worked on for
A long time.
many years.
Yep, and I think we have enough money. I know, like I said, I know we have one TIF already that's gonna go. And then we have money being allocated out of the second TIF at Maple Creek, because there's two down there. The one we're designating to the 40 acres of parkland, so we could build the park, the Guire Park down there. And then the other one will go to this town center. So there's only certain things you could use TIF monies for, and this is one of them, so.
Okay.
good.
Thank you.
Would we-
Nice
Yeah.
job. Nice job.
When would we expect to get that information?
So we're going to have a draft plan by Mike Woolen either February or March.
Would we need to change our land use plan at all to conform with that?
We are, so that's on the agenda as well, a little bit, well, not really, but sort of. Todd was going to be here tonight to discuss because the money was allocated for this year, starting in January, to update the whole comprehensive land use plan this year.
All right, so
Todd is coming in, he'll come in with Gail, and then since he was sick today, I asked him to just send me a letter of everything that he needs to change and give you guys an outline of which ones we're gonna change first. The only one that I need to discuss with you guys, and we did before, was goals of the department heads. I'm not so sure, I'll ask the trustees, I'm not so sure if that's gonna be needed again or not. I have to ask them that question, but everything else is gonna be up to you guys.
do we have in place already a master plan for the town center? I don't recall.
No, I mean, it designates it and it talks about the town center and creating the town center, but as far as the town center plan itself, no.
Would we
It's
need
a-
to create a separate master plan for that district then?
We have one from 30 years ago.
Okay, we
And we're
probably
just-
need to
we're just-
update it.
Well, that's what Mike is doing. He's
Okay.
giving us a draft drawing to update the whole plan. The thing that we're struggling with now is we have to make sure that we are within the guidelines of how much it's going to cost for design. Because if it reaches a certain point, I have to advertise, and Mike can certainly go after it, but we'd have to advertise for firms. So right now, we're going to pay for a preliminary and get it going.
Okay. Any other questions in regards to the master plan? Okay, moving right along, we have a discussion of revised code section 600.04.02, the parking lot requirements.
So both the discussion on both the revised code, the 600.04 and the text amendment changes. This one, the parking lot, in the next 3, I think we had public hearings on already.
Yes.
So this is just a vote for the next 3 items to go to regional.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I forgot. The parking lot requirements is new. That would need to be discussed tonight. The last 2, the text amendment change 510.03 and 510.10 have already had a public hearing, but
Yeah,
not
what did I have on that
the parking lot.
600.04 specifically, because it's not.
parking in front of the building.
Oh, now it should refresh my memory. I'm like, I remember putting it on there for a reason. We have a problem. Every single business that comes into town has a front parking lot, from Myers, Menards, everywhere you look throughout town, the parking's in the front. The code says that you're not allowed to have that. They have to go for a variance every single time. And then we just utilize, well, the other 30 businesses down the street don't have to have it. Why do we? And then they get it. So I think we need to start the process on removing that section entirely. I don't think we should designate where the parking lot is going.
Removing the section that requires a variance.
Yeah, I don't think we need to have a restriction saying parking lots cannot be in the front.
Oh, okay, all right.
Didn't we do that when we were, where Redwood was at now? When we decided we were gonna have 50% residential
Parking.
and 50% commercial, and all the parking would have to be behind the commercial buildings. And I think that's what, seems to me that's when that came into effect.
Yeah, I think way back then, we were talking about apartment buildings down through there that also had businesses in them.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what the discussion was centered around, and why we'd want to put them out back.
And I really still don't understand how we got away from the 50-50 thing. 50% was gonna be commercial down through there. Now it's all apartments. Something about there was wetlands there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I never been.
Well, if you put the parking lots out front, it pushes the buildings back off the street. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'll, especially like here on 43, they'll want to be right on the street,
Right.
or as close as they can get under zoning rules.
Plus it forces your delivery zones not in the front.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I would like to at least pass it off to regional planning for consideration and draft back.
All right, we'll get a motion for that. We'll make it open for motions for parking lot requirements to send it to regional planning.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Just trying to figure out how you word it.
I know that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
So I'll have you to ask.
Yes. All right, text changes, amendment change, accessory buildings, 200 square feet elimination in section 510.03A 9C. I think we had some discussion with that a few times.
So these text amendments are the ones that you guys had the public hearing on. We had the special, it was on a Monday or something, and we came in and we just couldn't vote that day because it wasn't a regularly scheduled meeting. If you guys could vote to send this off to the trustees for consideration.
I will make a motion to send the accessory building under 200 square feet elimination to the trustees for consideration.
I will second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Any opposed? Okay. We have a text amendment change above the round pool fence height, section 510.10A3, add wall of pool. That was similar to the accessory building.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
already
Move that off to the trustees.
Yes.
All right. We have
Make a motion that we send that to the trustees for their discussion and vote.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No? Okay. None. All right, good of the order. Guess we move right
Yes.
along.
So in front of you, you have an opinion from Beamer and Associates, Mark Dedetti. This is the potential amendment of the zoning resolution temporary uses. You guys asked for this letter for this meeting, so he kind of went through it pretty quick, made some changes to it, but, we didn't get it till yesterday, so, we sent it off today. I want you guys to have some time on this. This is one of those touchy issues. So we didn't put it on the agenda here. We'll be on next agenda for vote. So bring anything, red line anything that you're questioning or don't like or whatever, and then next meeting, possibly send it off to regional.
So you're giving us some homework.
Little bit, yeah. I just need you guys to time to soak it in because I don't want you to here it is, a vote on it. So,
Yeah, I want to take some time and compare what's in the book now versus what it says here.
right.
Because there was a few things in there, as I brief read it tonight before coming to the meeting. I just want to make sure it's what the intent is.
Right.
Have you gotten any update or any movement on the demolishment or construction across the street from the fire department?
Yes,
Property.
so yes, he brought in a drawing, showed us the drawing of the demo and all that type of stuff, but no permits have been granted and nothing to the BZA yet.
Okay.
And that was in the minutes that we approved earlier tonight.
It was.
That he was here and made comment to that effect.
All right, any other news?
Beef O'Brady's changed, it's now the basement, and I believe they have something going on this Saturday if anybody wants to go.
So are they no longer affiliated as Beef O'Brady's?
Right, it is the
Was it,
basement.
was it the national chain that
Mhm.
changed?
No, it was the owner of Beef O'Brady's here,
This
and
one
then
here?
he switched franchise. to-
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I think there's only two that I remember. One in East Lake, up by the Captain Stadium, and then they opened this one here in town.
Well, there was one in Stowe.
Was there?
There was one in
at Railroad
Twinsburg,
and,
too.
One where?
91.
In Twinsburg?
Yeah, I thought,
Oh.
so change names, any building permits? that
Yeah,
you
it's
issued?
been a while, but yeah, they had one there.
Any new ones?
Basement.
Yeah, we do. So Chase Bank, we issued. So Chase Bank is going next to Meyer Gas Station. Up on the hill there. Yeah, so
Wow.
And Dickies is out to open.
It's a big.
Dickies is about to open, Valvoline is about
I
to
need a
open.
Fifth
All these
Third
will
Bank
open the end of
around here, now
February.
that that one closed on 43.
And then that business on 18 by in front of the glazing place.
So they came in and talked to Lauren and they questioned it, and we have no problem with them moving in there. They just need to finalize their permits with us.
What do they do?
Dog grooming,
Okay.
looks like.
Were they at a different location before?
I don't know. I mean, they came in and I think maybe they didn't have the checkbook or whatever, but we need to get that finalized.
Because there's another place.
It looks better than what was there, so I'm happy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot better, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then you see some moving, we're still in good of the order. Just so you know, coming up this this spring, I'm going to be driving down Mogador, trying to locate where I'm going to end the zoning district for the LI. That's never come to fruition over there. It's all residential homes. I'd like to go back to a residential status on there, and also think about potentially the next interchange where 76 and 18 meet. I'd like to change that to HC zoning. And the reason being is because there's a big push to get gas stations in somewhere. Speedway was pushing, everybody was pushing. The only way we could really get it in is with HC, but there's property for sale right there as you're going down. Sunnybrook, turn left, all that land's for sale in there, as well as on a corner of Mogador where we had that old building that's
Yeah, they were gonna take that to state and then they decided not to.
right. And my concern is it's been sitting so long, the whole area there, that the zoning's not working for it. So I think if we spark and move the zoning district to a different, I'm gonna get some development. I have 2 potential developers that are willing to go after it, but they need a zoning change. And,
Where's that at?
on the corner of Sunnybrook and 18, and as you're going towards the freeway, you have, all that land is for sale right now, as well as the old hot tub place. Yep, the old hot tub place is for sale. And then,
That's an eyesore, that should have been torn. down.
exactly, yeah, exactly.
It's
I'd like
been
to see-
multiple eyesores.
I'm sorry, it wasn't Speedway. Sheets was trying to get in. I suggested that section there, but then we looked and we changed, some of the zoning down in there, so it really wouldn't fit. But I think that would have worked out good there.
Holland Oil wanted to get the corner of the ramp, exit ramp off the Interstate 18, where the building is sitting there now with a big leisure full sign on.
Yeah.
Holland Oil wanted to do that and change the zoning to a highway, and we turned it down because it is, in exits and everything to it was be next to impossible.
Oh, yeah, I would not have asked for this with the way it was sitting
Yeah.
prior till now. And now that they updated the ramps, I think it's maybe.
And it would have been spot zoning if we done it, and they just refused to do it.
The other thing is across the street, we have Jarrett Fleet, which is a non-conforming use. And it can be a conforming use if we switch to zoning. So just trying to correct some of the things that are already there, and it's something to consider.
Yeah,
And but it's along the highway, it makes sense to be a highway commercial district.
Well, it's pretty easy to move a trucking company as compared to other businesses.
Right.
Moving along, was there any consideration by the trustees on the siphon?
I'd say that again.
A siphon for us, movement.
Oh, yeah,
Siphon.
it's all approved.
It was all approved?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's all approved.
All right. Any other issues? Any other things? All right, make a motion for adjournment.
You make.
Oh, wait a minute. Before I do that, we need to pick another date for February.
9th,
February 9th?
the one next meeting.
Yes.
Yeah. Keep them all.
All right, next meeting will be February 9th at 7 PM. Now I can have a motion for adjournment.
I make a motion we adjourn the meeting.
Okay.
All in favor?
Okay, Debbie. No.
Come on.